Welcome to Fishing Squad and welcome back, you know where we are, to North Wales. Just having a little go in preparation for a big session tomorrow. I'm going to put a big bait out if I get some fresh mackerel. So we're just going to go down, have a quick go, see if we can get some bait for tomorrow to start us off and see if we can pick a tope up. But like I say, it's never a gimme. His confidence is sky high. Trust every bit of tackle that I use now thoroughly. It's been rubber stamped, endorsed and everything. It just feels good to have that level of confidence. It was never the rigs, it was never the tackle the last couple of years. It was never the hook patterns. It was the fish not being there. So we're going to go down, start chucking feathers about. As soon as we get a fresh one, fresh mackerel, we'll put it on, cast it out and have a go. So I'll see you on the mark. Third cast mackerel. We're going to get broad straight out on bottom and keep topping the bait up as we go for the morning as well. Right, that's first bait, 600 Shaughnessy in the bottom with paper clip onto 135 pound wire, VMC wire, coated wire, and then we've got a nice Mutsu Circle 90 from Timu that we forged the eye on. Filed the barb down a bit, that mackerel's still twitching. Let's get it sent out. And just like that, she's out. We're on Thompson Accelerator, offshore 8500, 60 pound braid, so £80 mono leader. Get your gear back, no messing about. So hopefully, fancy it as well. It's forecast the wind to pick up over the next 24 hours slightly. Probably make it slightly unfishable on here, but at the minute it's just about right. If we get one on, we'll land it. First fish on the bottom, on that mackerel bait. That can be a problem using a 6-0 as your bottom hook. You can hook a few dogfish sometimes. But the tope's around, it'll take that before that dogfish. It'll take the dogfish as well. But yeah, thought it might have been a huss that, but hey ho. Get rebaited, get chucked back out. Right, I've just add feathers on the beach caster, on my other beach caster that I brought down. I've got one rod out on the bottom. I've got feathers on, add feathers on the beach caster till we get enough mackerel. We've got about 8 mackerel. So I'm just going to slow it down and got the camera set up with a jig. First cast I had a polycon. It dropped off, only a small one. But we've got a lot of white water because there's been a bit of a blow earlier in the week and it's left a bit of a residual swell. Some nice, lovely, like, you know, oxygenated water in close that pollock, bass, mackerel love really. So we've got full mackerel, well, like near full mackerel on that rod now. I'm on about the third bait up to what I showed you how I baited up. Trying to relive what happened the other day basically in a minute, if we can. There's quite a bit of a groundswell as well, you know. Like I say, produce a lot of oxygenated water basically. Pollock and mackerel and maybe bass like. Well, bass do like it, but you know, we don't catch many bass on this channel. We have had some on lures recently, so just keep working it, jigging the jig, catch the fish. It really has been superb, like last couple of sessions down here on the lures. Well, I say the last couple of sessions, I say the last all year, once the water cleared up, it's been brilliant. And obviously I've been having a lot of good luck with these, I say good success with these Timu jigs. Trying this one with just a fluoro, just having that same problem if anyone can help me, with wraparound rod tip. Just got a fluoro leader on, I'm caught bottom, I think, that knows something had to go with it. No, I'm on. I don't know. Surely I'm not touching bottom. Something hit me there. I'll drop you down actually so you can see me better. not the best of views from there. I just like to get some fish on camera, you know what I mean, rather than just me bringing them to the camera. We're alright at that, aren't we? I reckon so. So yeah, we're trying the fluoro leader without a swivel. So I mentioned in the last video that it seemed to glide through the water better with the swivel. And truthfully, I couldn't find a swivel in my box to do that. We're going to have to watch this CC, it's coming in now. If we did get a tope on, it would be awkward on, you know, on the big bait. It would be awkward to land. So basically the aim of today was to get some bait for the session tomorrow just to start us off. We've done that easily. We're on something. We've done that easily, and we've managed to get enough bait to put a rod out on the bottom for a bit. We've got a flooding tide. I think we've got a mackerel on here. We've got a flooding tide. Here's a mackerel. We've got a flooding tide. Probably going to give it 2 or 3 hours. Another one for the bait tank. Nice mackerel on the jig. I'll not show you me dispatching him, I'll knock the camera off for that. Right, so let's get to it then again. We've got flooding tide, we've got a fresh southwesterly. Going to pick up tomorrow and maybe make it too difficult on some of the marks we want to fish. We're on again. Surely be a mackerel. It's far enough out for a mackerel. Sometimes just give it a bit with the rod tip, just gently, to make sure them barbs are into it. Because that can be for a savage hit sometimes, or they can drop the hook on the way in sometimes. Just by leaning into it a little bit, just gently, I'm not saying strike. Got another one. So you get the gist, we'll let the camera off now. We'll have a few more casts, and we'll see if we can bring something else to the camera other than mackerel, but yeah, they're on it. Nice silver jig, with a bit of sunlight on the water, you just can't beat it, can you? For effectiveness. We've got a young bull here. I don't want to get bit by it like. Still trying. Don't get bite me. I'll give you some fish. It's trying to bite me like. I'm going to give it some fish, I think. Poor little thing. It's only a baby gull. This year's young. Let's go up there and give it some fish. Some fish. Yeah, it's taking it. Nearly bit my finger off like at the same time. You gonna go then? Free to go, mate. Yeah. Oh my god. Well, I guess it didn't want the fish. Yeah. You did something of a rod, wouldn't it? What a little thing. Last bait going out that for this section. We've got plenty of bait for tomorrow, but I don't know what the plan is yet. I need to decide on the weather and stuff. So we had 20 mackerel in the bag ready for the following morning. We were greeted by these young calves while we were getting our gear ready. The wind was up, so we decided we'd try a different mark, more for safety and comfort, if anything. The bits you don't always see. Just anchoring a rope in to go down this cliff. It's not as dangerous as it sounds. If you had no gear, you'd be alright going up and down it, because I've only got one hand free at best, like half an hand free. A bit of a rope is useful, so I'm going to peg this in and we'll go down it. Well, she's in, you'll have to excuse the grass. It's just quite a steep section, and then it levels off again at the bottom, so you have to just be a bit careful. Obviously, just take your time. Rope just helps. I always worry about snakes on these banks. I've only ever seen one adder since I've been here, in the years I've been coming down, but I always worry about them. I've seen a couple of grass snakes and slow worms or smooth snakes, whatever they are. But yeah, it's always a worry. You don't want to get bit by an adder. I don't mind getting bit by the others. I get quite a few lizards as well around here, you know, just common lizards. So yeah, right, I'm just going to get down then. Got the length on that just about spot on. Almost on the rocks. Leave the gloves here with the end of the rope. That'll help us get back up. It's not as steep as it looks, but it is... Sorry, it's slightly steeper than it looks, should I say. It's not bad, that rope's superb. It helps massively. Right, so I'm down on the mark, just tackling the rods up. I've just nipped the head and shoulders off one of the mackerel and put it on my lighter setup, if you like. It's the Grazer Ryan, it's got 7-ounce lead. It's rated to 6, the rod, but it casts 7 comfortably. You've seen my rigs, about 4, it's usually 4 to 5 foot body. Changing rules now, aren't I? And then a 12 to 16 inch, 14 inch, whatever it is, bite end. 6.0 Shaughnessy on that one, 6.0 Kong hook on the back, and it's just head and shoulders of the mackerel. Then the next rod, so I've got a heavier setup now on the other rod, and I'll show you what I put on that now. I'm just going to cast this out first. But I've got on the next rod's this, I've got a 6.0 Shaughnessy on the bottom, the rest of the mackerel, and then an 8.0 Mutsu circle off Timu that I've actually forged the eye back on it, you know, to form the pennel. A couple of minutes with a blowtorch, bend it round with the pliers, easy peasy lemon squeezy. You get a nice pennel hook then. Lovely jubbly. Paper clip on the 6.0 Shaughnessy to hold everything in place on both rods, on both rigs. I think you need the hooks, so let me spin you around. Come to the conclusion that you need your hooks fixed in the bait, because if the fish picks it up and goes for it, the hooks could twist, spin round into the bait. Some of the big hooks are off, like the shanks are offset, aren't they? So there's like a turn in them. It could spin into the bait. If you put a paper clip in the bottom hook and then anchor the back hook into the bait, either through a bony piece of the backbone where the tail section, where the tail is, and twist it around your wire a bit, or put it into the head if you're using the head section, the hooks are fixed, so when the fish picks it up and runs, they're not going to twist. Tope have got really tough mouths, it's going to be straight into them. That back hook as well, I filed the barb down a bit, by the way, because it's thick wire. It's a bit awkward sometimes to feed through the body of the mackerel. You know, if anything bony, it can break it because it's thick. So if you file the barb down, 1, you'll get into the bait easier, and 2, if you hook a fish, the hooks will come out easier. There's still a little bit of a nip of a barb on it, so it's not completely barbless, it's like micro barbed. So it's a good idea, good practice. We'll just see what happens today. I don't feel too confident. I don't think we've got the conditions. We've got the tides, but whether the sun's going to be too bright or whatever, I don't know. You know, it's never guaranteed, but we'll try. We'll be trying hard. So I'm going to cast this out, we'll have a drink of pop, and then I'm going to tackle the lure rod up, which will be like a couple of feathers with a jig on the bottom. We had bass on here when I did that last time, so we've got similar conditions to them. We've got a little bit of a residual swell from the southerlies we've had over the past week. It's going to pick up a bit southerly today, but we're fairly sheltered. We'll just get the swell rolling down the side basically, so yeah, we'll just see how we get on. We'll catch some fish. So this is the setup: 2 feathers, 60 gram jig, kanji, 30 to 70 gram, and a Shimano, little Shimano reel, 40 pound braid. It's an absolute killer setup. You catch loads of fish on it. We'll have a few chucks out in between changing baits and what have you. We've got a current ripping right at the minute. Both lines are running to the right at the minute, so we'll see what happens. I think the tide's coming in, so I don't know why I think so. I think it is coming in. Not too far off the top of the tide, so we'll just see how we get on. Got onto sand here though, so there's a chance, definitely. But I don't feel very confident, like I say. Update, we've had 1 little bite so far. On 3rd bait up with the big rods, nothing on the feathers as yet. I've made the bait slightly small so I can get further out in the tide, because I think that'll be key. So these 2 have gone out quite a distance, so I'm happy with where they're situated in the minute. The tide run's still running right, but it has eased up a bit. It's just got past high tide, it's about 8:45 in the morning, so we've got a chance, haven't we? You know, that's all we can do. So we'll keep spinning away, see if we can pick up some even fresher mackerel than the ones we've got, and yeah, keep calm, carry on fishing. Just had a little rattle on the right hand rod. I think it'll be a dogfish if it's anything. It's got a double circle up this on the pennel, you know, like 1 small circle on the bottom and a 10 on the back. So Could just be playing with the bait, or it might not be hooked. We will see. At least we're getting at least a bit of bite. Stuck at the minute. Just getting it. You know, because the tide's now pulling left. You might have to use the bar to get it free of the bottom. We will see. I think we'll just use the bar anyway. It's definitely a positive bite. It wasn't it was just a dogfish style bite, but even with the wind and the tide pull, it's quite distinctive. But it is a bite, if you know what I mean. If we can. So we braid, style break out with braid. Just wrap it round the bar. Set a piece of an old rod rest this. Don't cross it over because you could cut it. If braid crosses braid, it could cut. Just do that and then we'll walk back a bit. That's pulled out. You feel the rig, you can feel everything right down, you know. I just think maybe there's a bit of rock on here. It is sand because I could see from the top that it is sand when I fished it last time. But when you get a bit of tidal movement, somewhat on it, I think. It's coming in. When you get a bit of tidal movement, it can pull you into the snags. You know, if there's any broken rock or kelp close in. There's somewhat on it. It's nice to do some daytime filming, you know, sometimes. I know we've done a lot of daytime filming lately. We've got a Billy Bully. I don't know if it's well, might have to go down for a... I'll just beach you down here and then I'll go down for a... You can come with me actually. That's only a small one, I think. I think I beached her. I beached her below us. Just take the drag completely off the reel, just in case she decides to roll back into it. So yeah, she's beached down here. I'll spin you around and I'll show you where she is. So we'll go down. So she's just there. Beached her on the slope. I'm going to go down and unhook her and stuff now. Small us. About £5, probably £4 or £5. So well hooked as well on the bottom hook of the pennel. Circle hook as well into her, deep. Got it out, put her back. Just reeled the other rod in for a bait change. There was a doggy on it. It did have a bite earlier, but I think it's just been sat there. It's only a small doggy as well. Hooked on the 6-0. But at least we're picking some fish up. As the tides tend to go out, we start picking fish up. I'll have to get some pliers on that, I think, to unhook it. But yeah. Doggy. Right, so at least we're off the mark. It's been a tough morning. I've chucked the feathers around, I haven't had anything yet. I think that might change though, shortly. I took the jig off and I put a lead on because the jig with the wind, it was struggling a bit. And it wasn't sinking down enough. So I think we'll just see if we can get half a dozen fresh, if we can. There's been plenty of seagull activity, but with that kanji rod, I just can't get far enough out with it, I don't think. We'll see. Cast better with a lead on. I've got 2.5 ounce lead on now. That's about as heavy as I want to put on it. I don't want to go any heavier. If we do run out of bait, or we look like we're going to run out of bait, I'll switch down to one rod and have a chuck about with feathers on beach caster, which I don't really want to do, to be truthfully. I just want to enjoy the day. So we'll just keep chucking feathers out every now and again. But definitely on these shallower marks, sometimes the mackerel are just not there, are they? For us, you know, they don't pass round as often, you know, come through as often. I think we'll get some off here. I got one off here last time when we were struggling like mad everywhere else, so yeah. But you see that landing that hussy was just the benefit of having a, you know, I'd already gauged the mark. There were a couple of bits that I didn't get quite right, but that's the first time I've landed a fish off here on the bottom. So, on the bottom ledge, should I say. So there were a couple of bits that I didn't realise I could do. One, there's a gorge here that you can go straight down from the top. I didn't realise that was there. When I've had fish here before, I've gone right and down, and then brought them onto the slope at the bottom. So it's not been a bad start. I've got loads of time. Loads of time. That's what you need, innit? Loads of time. Keep firing them big baits out with confidence. There were a couple of bits there as well that you saw with the bar to get the rig free of the snags. Not being funny, say what you want about mono, that'd have been a lost fish. 200% lost fish. So what you lose maybe a little bit with casting with braid, you gain with other things. The other thing is, I bait up with that paper clip, which isn't my idea, so just start. I'm just giving the disclaimer to this. I got the idea off Tommy Joe's channel. I think I've mentioned it in my videos before, when he was winter fishing for conger and huss. He was fishing a single BMX, I think, with a paper clip round it. What I like was the fact that you bait up and your hooks are proud, and you just whip it on with elastic and it's well tight. You know, you can use softer baits as well. I've seen on the North East lads use softer baits. So, disclaimer, I nicked it off Tommy that. I think he already knows this, like. What I like about it is it keeps that bottom up fixed when you're tope fishing, and the back up, you wrap it around your wire a little bit. You don't have to go mad, then sink it into the hard bit of the head or the jaw or the tail, whichever end of the mackerel you put on. Then that with braid as well, because there's no stretching braid. When a tope picks your bait up, it can only get hooked with a pennel. It can only get hooked. So I've kind of fell out with dongles, but I will use dongles still. To a degree, if I'm just fishing a single head, I will do. But I ain't fishing any bigger than a single head on them. I'm not a fan of them. Not a fan of them at all. So, that's it. That's it. I've got braid. My braid, it'll bend an O'Shaughnessy out. I've got, when we're fishing rough ground, I've got, you can put £30 rot on bottom on when you're fishing rough ground. So generally, you get your rig back, or it snaps on your rig knot rather than your leader knot. That's what's happened on rough ground twice. It snapped on the rig knot rather than the leader knot, and it's bent the O'Shaughnessy out as well, since I've been doing it this way. So, I've got my rig back, obviously. So that's a few things to bear in mind. You've got to do it sensibly though, because you do not want to be leaving any braid on the seabed whatsoever. There may still be an odd occasion where that could potentially happen. I don't know, I haven't gone that far into this yet. I was doing it in winter and I was doing alright with it. I've gone back onto mono a couple of times, then I've come back to 4 strand £60 braid and an £80 Rovex 10X leader, and that seems to be working fantastic, so we'll stick with what works for now. So we're going to carry on with this session. Let's hope a few more fish shows. I'm going to have 20 chucks with the feathers, then change some baits. Looks like we've got another huss on, I think. A real good bite. Still going. So all we do is just wind the slack in, feel for it, engage it, then strike, because we've got 2 J-hooks on this one. It's kicking a bit. It's definitely a better fish than the last one, I'd say. But it is coming straight in. I think it's a huss. Feels a bit light. Give it a bit of a kick then. You don't have some hooks into it. Yeah, it's hanging a bit deep, so I'm guessing it is a huss. At least it's coming on the feed. At least there's something feeding. It's only another smallish. Not the biggest again. Not the biggest. It's a lively little sod. I think the rig's got wrapped up, that's why it felt bigger. We get onto the sorry. It's not going to go anywhere, that. I think my legs got stuck because the rig's got wrapped up. Right. Pliers! Down we go. Down we go, come with me, woohoo! Yeah, so another horse. I had to get down quick because my rig was stuck. I didn't want to lose her, but she's a female. They're really black, these, they're bright, well, really dark brown. These ones, because I think there's a lot of kelp in front of us. You know, big kelp beds in the centre. Adopt the colour of the surroundings, if you know what I mean. But nice little fish, again, not the biggest. Beautiful eyes. Beautiful eyes. Lovely fish, really. Look at that pristine condition for a small one. Well, they're all pristine, really, round here, because it's so wild, isn't it? We'll get it put back and try for another fish. That's 2 horse, 1 dogfish I've had so far. Look at the bait supply up. I've just managed a pollock and a mackerel on a couple of casts before that. Well, I've had to put the beach caster on with a 7-arm sled to get further out. It's working, so nice one, bit of fresh bait. I think we'll keep the pollock as well because the mackerel that we had kept from last night's got a bit scuzzy, so I'll strap it up with some fresh pollock. Right guys, well I've just been checking out my social media and we've hit 1,000 subs. So thank you so much to everybody that's subscribed to the channel, that's followed the channel. It's been an amazing journey to get to 1,000. And it's not just about the fishing necessarily. I've met some brilliant people, made some brilliant friendships through the YouTube. My advice to anyone is, if you've got a hobby, I don't know if you can hear me clearly because of the wind, if you've got a hobby, invest in your hobby, your passion. You know, one, it's good for your mental health. I've never really had any serious problems with mental health or whatever, but it is good for that. It gives you a break from work, paying bills, stress of just hustle and bustle of life and stuff. It's very important that you have that in your life. Everybody should have a hobby or 2 or 3 and invest in them. Invest in your hobbies because that is what you work for. So that's first and foremost. And then the friendships that have come as well through investing in my hobby. Special mention to my mate Paul, Lincoln, especially. I met a lot of other friends through the YouTube. Tommy Joe, for instance, special mention to him. He's helped me push the channel along at the last knockings of the 1,000. And also the trip to Scotland and stuff like that with Tommy and Lincoln was pretty awesome, you know. And that's all through YouTube basically. And the catches, the actual hands-on part of the job, if you like, the actual hands-on bit of the job. The catches we've had this year have been out of this world. So, you know, long way to continue. It won't do, it'll peak and trough like it does do. But does it matter? Nah, don't matter, we love it. But yeah, advice is, for anyone, invest in your hobby. It doesn't have to be with YouTube or anything like that. That's just an extra. But if you've got a hobby, invest in it. Your passion, you know, put your time into it, put your money into it, if you can afford to do so. But with fishing, there's such a vast scale of things that you can do with it. And I think that's why, for me, it's the best hobby there is out there, to be honest with you. But hey ho, some people don't think that. That's sound as well. They'll have their own hobby that entertains them, gives them that respite in life, you know. So yeah, thanks for all subscribers. I'm chuffed that we've made it to 1,000. We'll keep going. It's not all been about the 1,000. That isn't why I started doing YouTube by any means or anything like that. You know, it's been about sharing the journey, giving people an insight into what I do, and hopefully I've done that. Not just for people that are interested in fishing, maybe people that aren't interested in fishing, friends, family. They don't really maybe get it, but you know, hopefully it's helped you get me and get it, if you like. That's what I like to put stuff out there for, and then obviously celebrate the big catches. Enjoy the days when it's a bit quieter, maybe just reflect on the better days. It's just awesome, and yeah, so that's all I've got to say on that, I think. We need a 1,000 subs fish now. I'm going to need to get my arse in gear. I've got a mackerel and pollock here for fresh bait. Need to get up there, get these feathers off this rod, get another bait fried out. Let's go. Tide's turned. We've got 3 hours left. Let's be doing. Well, yesterday it was a seagull, and today got a juvenile kittiwake with us all afternoon. If they know you've got it, they'll demand it off you, bait wise, you know, fish wise and that. So, I've been feeding it, to be fair. Get some grub. Right then guys, I've all packed up, gonna make my way back up the rope to get off. Yeah, not the worst session, not the best. Loved every minute of it. I'm gonna do a proper close down when we get back up. I'm just letting you know that we're off. Right then guys, well surprise, we're back in Doncaster. I was absolutely knackered when I got back up last night. Had some tea, a couple of beers, then we got up at 4 this morning, quick tidy up, then we set off back, had a decent run back, so yeah, not the best weekend. We had a few fish out, well, one weekend, Thursday, Friday, we had a few fish out, that's the main thing. We didn't quite have the conditions, the wind was too strong and stuff. Sorry, I'm shattered. But it is what it is. We keep going. Next. I loved every minute of it. Back very soon. Got a bit of an apology to make in one of my recent videos with the Mull of Galloway. I was looking at the coastline. I've just realised the bit we fished off, it does jut out south, but then the peninsula we fish off, it switches and swings east. So the point of it faces east by the looks of it. Is it east? Yeah. But that's... Sorry, the point of it faces south and it swings in east. And then the actual peninsula you fish off faces northeast, I think. So it's actually Scotland you can see, not the Isle of Man. Thank you to one of my subscribers that pointed out to me who fishes there regularly. And thanks for all your comments that you put on the channel as well, mate. Really appreciate that. Keep the comments coming. Correct me if you need to correct me. I'm not here to, like, I don't know everything, do I? You know what I mean? I don't mean to sound like that if I do either. I'm just saying, putting that out there. Because I was on that point. I'm trying to work out where we were. I'm saying to my mate Lincoln, who told me to start with it was Scotland that's in front of us. I couldn't fathom it out. Oh, so I was wrong. So yeah, cheers for that. Keep your comments coming. So yeah, back to the YouTube thing and how it's sort of been a really good thing to do. I mentioned it in the video. I thanked Paul, I thanked Tommy, I thanked Lincoln, but also through fishing, just generally fishing. I've met Wayne. That's led to meeting Wayne's family. Wayne's been in my videos. He's got his own YouTube channel. Like we've got a network of friends now in North Wales through the fishing. You know, from a combination of people that we've met on YouTube, people that I've met through Facebook. Wayne's one of them, and I've got Jim as well, one of my other mates. It's just trying to get the message out there that it's such a good thing, fishing. You know, or having a hobby generally. It really puts you into the network of people that, especially if they've got the same interest of you as you. It's really good. The people that I've mentioned, I think, have all been in my YouTube video at some point. So thanks for putting up with me. Thanks for coming fishing with me. Hopefully I'll have a lot more sessions coming up in the future. If not, we can always just go for a beer or something, whatever, you know, it's sound. But yeah, I'm just saying that it's good. I'm really thankful for that. I didn't think of this when I started doing YouTube. It expand sort of thing to that kind of thing. We didn't really think of that. Me and Nick used to just go through to Wales. We didn't really know. There were a few locals and that. We didn't really have any sort of time where you'd spend with people, you know, like having beers, food and stuff like that outside of the fishing together. I used to fish on my own a lot as well. So yeah, it's been really good for that. So yeah, it's just thank you to everybody basically that's come on this journey so far, and then we'll crank it up and keep going basically. Like I say, it's been a really good year this year, probably best year definitely for the YouTube channel. It could be the best year fishing for myself. I do a lot more fishing than I've ever done, so I'd say it is the best year I've had fishing so far. There's plenty of time left yet for things to get even better. So yeah, just thanks again to everybody that subscribed to the channel. Thanks for putting up with me, thanks for coming on the journey, and trying to work a bit harder when it's daytime to get the footage better, you know, because I've done a lot of night fishing in my videos, trying to get the footage better where you can see me landing fish and stuff. But when you're solo, it can be hard, especially with taupe. When it all kicks off, you know, it can be difficult. If there's someone down with me, I'll always get extra footage with the taupe as much as I can. If I'm on my own, then it'll just be whatever I can get at the time. So yeah, that's that. So it wasn't the best of weekends, wasn't the worst, like I say. Well, we didn't actually go on the weekend, went Thursday, Friday, but loved every minute of it. We'll be back very soon. I think I've covered everything. I think I have. So yeah, I just want to thank them people, basically. Correct about the Mull of Galloway Peninsula. Apologise to Lincoln. When I zoomed in on Google Earth, I was like, the points there were down this side. I zoomed in again, and I'm like, it sticks out. It's like you've got the Mull of Galloway's there, it finishes there, then the actual peninsula that we were fishing off comes across there, and we were like on this bit. So I couldn't see Isle of Man, basically. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I think we'll dedicate the husk to the 1,000 subscribers, if you like, because I think that's been a signature of the channel over the last few years. And yeah, we couldn't get anything too more spectacular than a husk. That's the other reason why. So yeah, buzzing. I've got the Great North run to do soon. I've got an 8.5 mile run to do this afternoon. If anyone would like to sponsor me, I'll put the link in for that on the description. It's the Alzheimer's Society I'm running for. I've raised £375 so far. Sorry. If anyone wants to sponsor me, you're more than welcome to. It's all appreciated, as you can imagine. I'm going to be doing a prize giveaway for the 1,000 subscriber prize giveaway as well. I'm thinking it might be a Clue Light head torch. We'll do a live, we'll have a beer. It'll be something like, we'll all come on. We might select the numbers before we come on, I don't know. I might put like a video on and just say, comment below if you want a number. Give you all a number when we come on the live. We'll have a beer and stuff and a bit of a laugh and a bit of a chat. And then we'll draw it with the number generator. I think it'll be a Clue Light head torch, it's looking like, because out of all the tackle I've bought in the last sort of 3 or 4 years, it just does exactly what it says on the tin. They're not the most expensive, but, and you do look like you've got a satellite dish on your head, but they're brilliant if you do a lot of night fishing. Absolutely brilliant. You know, you can see everything from close, from far away. You can see if anything's coming at you. You know, you feel a bit vulnerable, don't you, in darkness? One of them, mate. Spot on. Spot on. So we'll give one of them away, I think. Maybe a couple of packs of splashdowns, a couple of other bits, maybe. We'll see. We'll try and get it up to about 50 or 60 quid, maybe. And we'll make it worth it. Yeah? Nice one, guys. Thanks very much. And I'll see you in the next one. I think we're going to do some course fishing. That'll be the next video. I'm taking a couple of kids fishing. My son and my cousin's son is going to have a go at fishing. They're only young lads. I don't know if we'll do any filming. We'll see. If I do, I do. Obviously, we'll have to make sure that my cousin's alright with filming and what have you, but that's my problem. You know, straight out with some minute video. So, yeah, that's it. So, just thanks a lot. Thank you very much. And I'll keep going. Keep trying to do better and better and better, and we'll just see where it takes us, basically. So, all the best. Keep safe, tight lines, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much.